Number 3, if you must get to the place called there, you must be ready to take a risk. Somebody say, take a risk. Say it like you mean it. Somebody say, take a risk. Am I talking to somebody here? The men in front of you, the great men you read about, the great men and women we study, we read about, there are people who were ready to take risk in their destiny. Am I talking to someone today? If you must get to the place called there, you must be ready to take a risk. Somebody say, take a risk. Remember the other day in Esther chapter 4, if you read from verse 16, it got to a point. Esther said, tell every the Jews to fast with me. It is not of the law for me to appear before the king. She said, but if I perish, I perish. And the Dahusa said, those who say if I perish, they never perish. Am I talking to somebody here? Listen, you are still small because you are scared to take a risk. If somebody, guess what happened in 2 Kings chapter 7? If you read it down, there was a prophecy by the prophet, and there was a confrontation by one man who said, in whose hand the king leaned. He said, even if God opened the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing, he said, it's not, release the blessing. He said, nothing like that can happen. But can I talk to you here? There were 4 lepers. They were not 4 helpers. They were 4 lepers. There is a mindset you develop. You move from a leper to a helper. And they said, if we stay here, we die. If we enter the city, we die. If we move, we die. It's better to die for purpose than to die for nothing. Nobody will read your history if you were not ready to die for something. And they took a step. Take a risk. You have stayed in the place of nursing a vision, nursing a dream. You are asking yourself, how will I survive? If I had to pull back to school, if I had to do this, take a risk. If you must get to the place called there, must be a risk taker. Must be a risk taker. There are decisions you must take if your generation must not mock you. Somebody say, I hear.